At the top for us tonight, Russia's invasion of Ukraine has the world holding its breath on how things will end, including one Corpus Christi woman with personal ties to the conflict.
Nadiya Zitser, a real estate agent here in the Coastal Bend, is one of those with a huge interest in the battle going on because her mother still lives in Odessa, Ukraine. President Biden says it appears Russia is intentionally targeting civilians as the Kremlin continues to wage its war in Ukraine, a claim that has Nadiya concerned for her mother's safety. People in Ukraine rushing to get out of that country. The United Nations says more than 800,000 people have escaped since the invasion began. Ukraine says it'll send a delegation today to meet with Russia for another round of talks aimed at stopping the violence.
Today, Russian leaders announced that they are ready to meet Ukraine back at the negotiation table. Just an hour ago, Ukraine officials agreed to send a delegation. This, though, as Russian forces do continue to move in on Ukraine's capital.
Meantime, the invasion of Ukraine continues, and the situation has not only the residents of that country on edge, but their relatives right here in the States as well.
Our Michael Gibson introduces us to one woman who's hoping to somehow be able to get her mother out of the war-torn country.
Nadiya Zitser was born and raised in Ukraine until she immigrated to the U.S. some 22 years ago in search of a better life. She's now a citizen and lives on the island working as a real estate agent.
Came to United States, no English, no friends, no nothing.
She even had to leave behind her mother. Galina Zitser still lives in Odessa, Ukraine. Galina is quite the celebrity, as you can see from all these magazine articles on her. She happens to be the director of the Odessa Philharmonic. Once the Russians invaded Ukraine, Nadiya says she began to call her mom multiple times during the day to check on her. And this morning, she let us listen into one of those conversations. Nadiya is asking her mother if she still feels safe in Odessa as the Russians continue their march across the country.
Everybody, it's very scared, it's very destroyed inside, everybody so devastating.
Nadiya's longtime friend Stephanie Waterman was here to lend her support to Nadiya, Galina, and Ukraine.
Her mother is a wonderful person. My heart goes out to everyone in Ukraine, especially Nadiya's mother, and with what they're having to go through and the fear that they're having, I just wish we could bring them all here.
While Nadiya's mother is not too sure what's going to end up happening in Ukraine, she is happy with the job President Zelensky is doing. Here are some photos of her meeting and speaking with the president, a man she has nothing but praise for during this battle with the Russians.
They feel like they have the best president, and she feel like everybody feel like they're standing behind of him, like behind the wall, big wall. Like, you know, even he is young, but he has enough power to protect whole country.
Nadiya is still working on trying to get her mother out of Ukraine. Until that happens, she'll continue to have to make do with these video phone calls. A daughter concerned not only for her mother, but the country she once lived in. Michael Gibson, 3 News.